I've got two versions of Hunter that I'm thinking about. This is the first version of Hunter that I'll try, or is this the second version of Hunter? Either way, I've got two versions of Hunter that I've been thinking about. This one is Cloaked Huntress, 1, 2, 3, 4 traps. Leaving out the bear trap since this is a kind of board control deck. Or rather, most of the opponents will want to hit your minions rather than your face, since you're a hunter. It's got the new card, Kindly Grandmother, in it. I think it looks pretty standard. Though, as standard as it is, it's got 5 new cards from Karazhan, and with Cloaked Huntress, it adds in like another 3 new cards, because I'd normally not be running Explosive Trap, Snake Trap, and Snipe, but now with the Cloaked Huntress, they're like good enough to run. Barnes has the chance of pulling Infested Wolf, Savannah Highmane, and Kindly Grandmother for a basically 50-50 good/bad, but some of the bad ones actually also are good. And Cloaked Huntress arguably could be put into the good category. In fact, it should be put in the good category, since you can just play Barnes and you can play all your traps also, sometimes. And the Tiger is decent, it's got stealth. I'm optimistic about this deck, since it looks strong to me, given that Midrange Hunter was pretty good already.
You asked for it.
Let the hunt begin.
The better curve to eat you with, my dear. Thanks, Kindly Grandmother. I've got the combo, actually. I'd say the only reason, well, quote-unquote, the only reason why Beasts with Death Rattles are good is because Handmaster is in the game, but... yeah. The perfect card. The perfect curve to eat you with, my dear.
Come, midnight.
It's pretty good. We basically played a 1 mana 3/4 since Snake Trap was a decent card to play that turn. I mean, I never would have played Snake Trap on 2 mana, on 3 mana on this board, but it seems like a good fill-in here.
Let's make magic.
So we had to check for the Explosive Trap first.
To eat you with.
That's a pretty good curve on his side. I have to imagine the hand I had normally would do pretty well, but not here. So I want to use the 3/1, but maybe I should make him Fire Blast. Should I play Freezing Trap with my bow? I guess that's fine. So I'm going to take 3 damage in order to make him use the 2 mana.
Run away. Alone.
On the Fire Blast. So it looks like he didn't want to use the 2 mana.
Let's make magic.
I can take him, says Huffer. Do want to play Tiger, though. Maybe I Tiger and I take that guy out. Next turn is always Call of the Wild, and Huffer takes out this guy. What if I go face, though? And this kills this. That's fine, then I can bow that. And I've dealt more damage. Alright, get him. You might use the Dalaran Mage and Fire Blast anyways. Sal's boss fight is Flame Strike, and this Dalaran Mage is insane. That would be pretty bad. So I can attack for 14 if I want. Or I can trade Huffer into the 5/5. And then attack for only 6. Puts him at 12. If I hit him with this also, it puts him at 9. Kill command plus hero power is 7. If I go 6 and 5 into his face, 11, 14. I set him up for lethal next turn. I do have the 5 guaranteed with King Zoolock and kill command. He's 5, 6. Nah, he has one card. Alright, get him. Probably win either way.
Can I light your fire?
That's closer than I wanted it to be.
Your soul shall be mine. Let the hunt begin.
I wonder if I keep Barnes just because it's such a potentially strong card. Eaglehorn Bow should be too slow.
The light protects me.
It's a good draw. I don't have another 2-drop though. But I have so many 2-drops in the deck. And I can't on drawing one of them. I'll hold off. Because the drawing not a 2-drop would be absolutely disastrous. And also now it looks like the Alec isn't very good. Probably have to play it anyways though. And then trade it against like half of a 1/1. Oh, despair. Poor hunters. They just get bullied all the time.
Buying or selling. Get in there and fight, maggot.
I enjoy too much the irony of pushing this line of hunters getting bullied by rush decks.
Get it out! Get it out!
Get in there and fight, maggot.
Ah, the bully!
I concede. Let the hunt begin.
Huzzah. This deck loses so much to Curvestone, which is decks that go 1, 2, 3. Since this deck can't really compete, it can't come back from being behind. It just has like strong cards, which are good when it outcurves other decks. Interesting. Which is why this deck is possibly good against hunters. I mean warriors.
Come, midnight.
Stay on the curve here. There are decks that are possibly good enough to beat curve decks that curve on turn 1, 2, 3. But I think, well, if this... It's just such a problem when your 2-drop gets killed by their 1-drop and then their 1-drop doesn't die. In the case of Argent Sky. These are just my ramblings though. I'm thinking of ways to solve the... have a deck that actually works against these decks. It reminds me of conversations that me and other Hearthstone players had with Blizzard when we went to their HQ, like way back. When we were talking about Standard and what to change about the core set for Standard, Abusive Sergeant was like that. Abusive Sergeant is actually like a big reason. It's a super big reason. Anyways. These scumbags. Poor hunters are going extinct because decks are too fast. Yeah, I mean, there's no catch-up mechanisms, there's no AoE, there's no efficient removal. So the decks that you beat are decks that are slower than it because the benefit is the higher cost cards are really strong as long as you get some time to use them. But then you're dead. I do hear you people saying like add Power Shot or unleash the deck, but then you get mashed up against decks that those cards are bad against and then they're terrible. And really think about Unleash, it's not even that good. It's like Arcane Explosion with a slightly different set of abilities. This deck has run out of synergies with Unleash, so there's no reason to run Unleash. And Power Shot's kinda laughable. I mean, it's not laughable, it's okay. Not good enough, probably.
I'll never tell.
So I guess this hunter is trying to curve out with their Secret Keeper.
Greetings, traveler. Greetings, traveler.
It makes me... what's the word? More thankful that kindly grandmothers are around.
Oh dear.
I need to attack this first in case it's Spare Trap.
Unto low. Oh dear.
And also Snake Trap is better at this. This hunter's trying to make sure that they don't get out-curved by playing Secret Keeper, I suppose. And then maybe you can get some massive tempo by playing Cloaked Huntress and a lot of secrets. Why don't I try a double explosive trap? Because the theory of this deck is to actually be the one that's... the theory of this deck is that explosive trap is a great one because they're usually clearing your minions. But I mean, this is what deck testing is for. I'm not sure quite how much of this... like, here's the situation I would expect to be, but I am in Hunter v Hunter. Where... like, I'm the one with the board, and he actually has to swing on my minions. In which case, Explosive Trap is completely pointless. But yeah, that's where all this deck testing is about. Like, you need to play the matchups to know, okay, am I behind in these games? Do I need a card that's bad in certain matchups because it's actually good? Science, in other words. I should have played that card first.
I'll never tell.
Huh. That was an interesting, like, shuffle of which one to attack. So he's letting me trigger his traps with this card. I've gotten hit by a snake already. A freezing could be likely. Could be possible, rather. I don't want to see bear. No, bear's okay. Wouldn't that be sick if he played explosive and freezing though. Well, if he did that, hats off to him. I can't not attack. Maybe Midrange Hunter is just too slow. Well, no, it depends on the meta. Maybe Midrange Hunter is not appropriate in a meta where people are running faster decks. But this deck's probably really good against Control Warrior and Control Priest. Probably. But then the question is, next week, will Menagerie Druid Beast just be better than this deck? Because Midrange Hunter wasn't that strong. Kind of.
Well played.
2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Oh my gosh, I can actually win. I have to roll not Misha though. I believe it's random. I've never had this situation come up. I can lose 1 damage by sending in a snake, but then that's 2, 4, 5, 6. And then Huffer and Leok and Misha, 2, 4, 5, 6, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So basically, I have to roll not not Misha and I win. Wait, do you never get Misha? Is it always Huffer Leok? It's alphabetical? I didn't realize that. Well, good job. Oh, that's sick. That's something I never knew. I've played this deck a lot. How do I not know this? It rarely comes up, I guess. Though that deck didn't do that well against fast decks, this deck might, just because the Fiery Bat is perhaps necessary in order to fend off earlier deck aggression. And then you curve out, and then you become a more aggressive deck. Don't play the Cloaked Huntresses, don't play those cute traps, maybe the synergy is bad. And then otherwise, it's mostly your usual typical hunter, now with Kindly Grandmothers, which are good. Probably a deck I will try out more later, but for now we'll end our hunter journey here.